Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we just tested
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This works a bit better. My name is Richard Fijo, and I'm a Waratah man. I want to welcome you to Gardens Oval, the spiritual home of Darwin footy, and the home of Waratahs and Banks football clubs. I will be your MC on this historical occasion, as well as performing a welcome to country at the end of the formal speeches. I'm joined here on this special day to officially turn on the lights by the following official party, who will say a few words before our teams come onto the ground. I'd like to now introduce TAR's President, Mr. Rowan Mayworthy, AFL Northern Territory CEO Stu Totten, Acting Lord Mayor Mr. Peter Panquee, Chief Minister Michael Gunner, accompanied by TIO Head of Brand Marketing and Communications, Anne Kern. Please make them feel welcome.
Thank you, Richie. On behalf of the Waratah Football Club, welcome. Gardens Oval is the home of the Waratah family and a spiritual home of football in Darwin. We are extremely proud to be launching the next page of history in this iconic oval. Thank you to the Northern Territory Government, City of Darwin, AFL NT Cricket for getting these lights up. Also, a massive thank you to all the people involved in the Waratah Football Club who have made tonight possible, including our corporate partners, my amazing committee, our volunteers, members and players. Tonight is a very emotional night for the football club, and we hope you enjoy the game. Go Tars!
Special welcome to Gardens Oval. We've been played here since I think 1954, and it's a spiritual home for many of us. They grew up playing around the oval and have lots of stories to tell, and some special memories for many. It took 4 years to get this project completed, and it wouldn't have happened without the support of the Territory Government, the City of Darwin, NT Cricket, and many other stakeholders and people along the way. A big thank you for TIO and for your support of Territory football. It's just outstanding, and we look forward to a really exciting coming up. Well, here we go. We've got 13 clubs, 120 teams, 4,000 players. We get over 100,000 fans through the gate. So we can't wait for the season to start tonight. And there's no better way to start it than riding up Gardens Oval. And finally, big thank you to everyone in the stands, fans that keep that game going. That's one thing we have learned through COVID. The game is nothing without you guys, so thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. And Stu. Well, I'd like to also acknowledge our visitors here today. The Honourable Vicar Howard, the Administrator, Mike Gunner, the Chief Minister, Pat Gordon, it's also short about tonight, but all the things as well. And NTFL presidents and committees. I think it's important that these are the people that make up the sport of football in the Northern Territory. What a great facility! I mean, this is the City of Darwin Council's, I think, premier ground at the moment. It is a place to be. It's an amazing project. I've been on council for 3 years. I think the whole time it's been on our agenda. In the beginning, where we consulted with AFL, cricket, NT Cricket, and the community. The community were factors behind us on this as well. I'd like to say that this facility will benefit so many people. You heard the figures that Stuart read out, 4,000 players. But don't forget cricket as well. They can play cricket here in the evenings and at night. We may even see some 2020 games, who knows. But it'll be fantastic. And I think it's a great facility. City of Darwin
to have these lights on here now. And don't forget, we've got Nightcliff Oval being lit by the moment. There's 2 poles up already there. And Baggett Park, which is a soccer field out in Milner, their lights are already up. So we've got some great sporting evenings ahead. Thank you.
Your Honour, Territorians, how good is footy? It's great to be here for the start of the season. Back in March, as we saw the threat of COVID, I did not think we would have this here tonight, this event. It's extraordinary, but we can get back to normal because you are the safest and the best. We can enjoy our footy again. We can have a crowd, we can have a beer, that's all due to you. So thank you very much for everything that you've done to make the Territory the safe place that it is. But we're not back for any old night. We're back here for an historic night. The first game under lights here at Gardens. Now, when AFL&T came to me, the support of cricket, and said let's throw lights up at Gardens, it was a no-brainer. And not just because I'm a Tasman, we let Nightcliff and Baggett have lights too, but because the Territory is such a special place. We should be able to play sport here all year round. And it gets a bit hot in the wet season, let's throw some lights up, let's play at night during the wet season as well. This will help see more juniors play footy, which I think is really, really important. So for me, this is going to be a sensational night, and go Tars. Sorry, the important bit. We have no light switch, as you might imagine. With these lights, it's a bit modern. We have an app. So I'll call up Rowie. And with the magic of modern technology and an iPhone, we will turn the lights on here at Gardens. And that will slowly warm up. So it's done, it's on, they're on. Thank you very much.
So we will now wait for the umpires to enter the ground. Palmerston team will run on to their team song. Waratah team will run on to their team song, and both teams will line up, and then I'll present the official here in the country.
got a while.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Richard Fijo, and I'm a Larrakia man of direct male descent of the Larrakia through my father, my grandfather, and my great-grandfather, in what Aboriginal culture calls grandfather law. We, the Larrakia, the traditional owners and custodians of Darwin and its surrounding regions, and I'm completely honoured to be here this evening to share with you some of the history, because this is a significant place for Larrakia people. We've had ceremonies all the way from the cities down to Mindle Beach and across these grounds, and we've had burial sites, we've had mooring sites, but one of the special things about this place is that we have come together as a community for whatever teams that we play for. And so it's a privilege for me to be here for the turning on of the lights. And so tonight, I have a special welcome to country for you. I would like to acknowledge the Larrakia people in attendance this evening. I would like to welcome the Tiwi people. I would like to welcome the Jawan people. I would like to welcome the Anadiliakwa people. I would like to welcome the Murupata people. I would like to welcome the Wapari and the Woromunu people. I would like to welcome the Aranda people and everywhere in between, because we're all countrymen. I would like to acknowledge the Nungas. I would like to acknowledge the Yamaji. I would like to welcome the Kuris, the Murrays. I would like to acknowledge and welcome our brothers and sisters from Tasmania, and I would like to extend that welcome to acknowledge our Torres Strait Island brothers and sisters who live here on this land with us and share the field with us. I would like to take the opportunity to welcome people who's Indigenous from all around the world, and I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our non-Indigenous supporters and community members to this game. Welcome to Larrakia country, where all live here equally. And I want to welcome you to the game. I want to thank both teams and wish you all the best in tonight's game and throughout the year. My name's Richie Fijo. I'm a Larrakia man. You have come by Larrakia country. You will hear the voices of our ancestors, and when you leave, you'll take the Larrakia message with you, Reverend W. Fijo. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honour and a privilege to welcome each and every one of you to Larrakia land. My ancestors guide and protect you always. Thank you. I got a little too excited. Now I'd like to bring to the microphone Sue Cox, who's doing a short speech for
On the 8th of June, the lights went out in all of our hearts at the Waratah Football Club. Losing Rich has not only broken our hearts and tested our resilience, but made our bond with one another stronger than ever. So tonight we celebrate the life of you, Alexander Thomas Maricchio. You're gone from our sight, but you remain in our hearts and minds. Your legacy will live on forever at our great club. The lights we see tonight are strengthened as your spirit shines down on us all from heaven. Our love goes out to Lou, Jill, Christopher, Gillian, Michael and John Maricchio, their partners and extended family, and friends in New York, as well as his many friends interstate and from around the world. To my Waratah family, I say thank you. You are simply a magnificent group of human beings. To my TARS boys, as Rich would say, have a day. I now ask rest him and keep him safe.
Sorry. Same.
Well, good evening everyone and welcome to beautiful Gardens Oval in Darwin for this very special Friday night of footy for round one of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL season.
Heaps of grandstand noise. Yeah, no, you can't help it, I'm afraid, you're in the grandstand.
Not now, it's not on now.
I'll just call it in on this and we'll bring Loz in later. Well, good evening everyone and welcome to beautiful Gardens Oval in Darwin for this very special Friday night of footy for round one of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL season. My name's Liz Cruse and joining me in the commentary box as always is the fabulous Stuart Davies, and tonight we've got Waratah Premiership player Lauren O'Shea. Welcome guys.
Thanks, Liz.
Great to be here tonight, Stu, isn't it?
Oh,
That siren.
it's the Gardens Oval siren. How good is it, Liz, here on a Friday night?
Well, as
Under lights at Gardens Oval, the traditional home of NTFL football, and for the first time for round one in this season, it's just fantastic.
Sorry, we're just having a bit of trouble with the microphone there. Well, as someone just said, Gardens Oval is often called the spiritual home of football in Darwin, and isn't it fantastic here tonight? So this game, round one, the very first game in the 2020-21 season between Waratah and Palmerston, should be an absolute cracker and a very special night because today the lights have been turned on for the very first time here at Gardens, and it's also a very special tribute match to a player we sadly lost, Alexander Aricchio, earlier this year in an accident, who we'll talk about a little bit later. So as we see the umpire get ready to toss the ball up. Loz, if you're with us now, welcome.
I'm here. Thank you.
It's great to have you here. Obviously a premiership player for Tiles. You're going to be a wealth of knowledge.
Well, we'll see about that.
That siren again as we get the game underway for the 2020-21 TIO NTFL season.
Perfect bounce in the middle, and the rucks do duel. No one got their hand to the ball there, and it's wrapped up, and I think we'll have another go at the restart. But yeah, good start. Two big men in the middle, Matt Dennis and Westerberg, and free kick's been found here. It's going to go Matt Dennis's way. He's captain of the side this year for the first time, and he drives them deep forward, inside forward 50. Nick Gooch back there tidying up for Tars, but he's put his teammate under a bit of pressure, but they work the ball out through the hands pretty well. Close to the boundary line now, and the kick inside there by William Collis brings the ball down to the wing, and again a stack of players, and eventually it's forced over the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw in right in front of us here on the centre wing.
Well, there's a lot of new players out there today, Loz, but one who's already in the mix is Abraham Ankers, that man.
There's no surprise there, is there, Abe, in the mix? It's, yeah, great to have him back again here. He's just finished up his season in Central Australia,
where he won the medal down there last weekend. So well done to Abe's.
So a free kick here going Tars' way. That'll give them the opportunity to just settle things down a bit and mount a forward foray. That was Hetherington with that free kick, and now it's Blake driving the ball deep towards centre half forward. Ball's off the hands and on the ground. Good work there by Westerberg. Sweeps the hand pass forward, but his teammates set up on straight away. Attempted kick off the ground by Collis. Had an air shot, and eventually it's Palmerston who work it away through Aidan McAdam. Goes long down towards half forward, and the mark's taken by Toshi Kernoth, fresh off the CAFL season. His kick goes in towards the corridor, but Tars had all the numbers there, and the mark chopped off there by Alex Maloney. He goes deeper to the pocket looking for one of his captains, Gooch, who chips it along the half-back flank, and Callum Searle takes that mark and moves the ball further along towards the wing. Ball's chipped inside now, and Abe Ankers takes a mark, plays on quickly, kicks down to half forward, and Tars go inside 50 again, out on the lead, and a strong mark out in front by Joe McGrath, and he'd be kicking right on the boundary line on the outer side from about 40 metres out, I think, 45 metres. Not the easiest of shots. There's a bit of breeze here tonight, and that'll be blowing the ball away from the goal, if anything. He's looking to pass it off instead, looking for Brodie Carroll in there. Got his hand to the ball on the bounce, but couldn't control it. And bit of a sling out there, and it's a free kick to Tars. And that's,
as you said, Stu, a bit of a breeze, and we're calling live from the grandstand tonight, and there's a massive crowd in Loz, so you can hear lots of noise in the background on the commentary tonight.
There sure is. Hands are on the paperwork so it doesn't go flying away.
So it's Brock Orville out there. His kick on goal looks like it's missed to the near side, and the first score on the board for the season is a minor score to Waratah, kicking away from the city end towards the northern suburbs end of the ground, Darwin High School end. Is that what we call it, Liz?
Yeah, that's right. Palmerston won the toss, and Captain Matty Dennis opted to kick to the city end, I suppose you'd call it, Loz. For those who know the orientation of Gardens Oval, as we see Magpies bring the ball out on the casino side pocket.
Well, the kick's been dragged pretty badly and out on the full, so I think it's a bit further up than that, and it'll be Hetherington to take the free kick. He chips the ball in, looking for a marking option inside 50. Mark hands to the ball was the new player, Tom Fields, and the mark wasn't paid, but now there's a free kick to Palmerston. Chris Williams there, his first game for the Magpies after moving over from Buffaloes this year, so he'll be a really important inclusion for them, Liz.
He will, and he's been elected vice-captain, which they announced last night at the clubhouse, and I know he's put in a massive pre-season and been a real leader down there already at Magpies. So Palmerston chipping the ball around. That one hits the man on the mark, and Tars the opportunity to repel. That tackle looked a bit high, and umpire Noonan's seen it that way. And so Waratah a chance to relieve on the outer wing. Kick inside by Sutton, but didn't find his teammate, and Dennis tied it up for Palmerston. All the players up the ground here, no one inside Palmerston's forward 50, and Waratah are able to work it out and now bring the ball in again. Mark's taken again by Ankers. He plays on straight away. His his teammates under plenty of pressure there. Ankers again with another kick forward, but slips through, and Palmerston the opportunity to bring it out of defence. Plenty of pressure on whoever's got their hands on the ball at the moment. No easy kicks at all. So, and again, a forward entry, but out of bounds on the full, unfortunately for Waratah. And in front of one of those beautiful new light towers on the outer side. Don't they look fantastic?
Palmerston will bring it back in.
Yeah, a great job by Darwin City Council, NT Government and AFLNT to get them up and running tonight. And of course, cricket will also benefit from games under lights here at Gardens Oval.
So it's Chris Williams again, goes long down towards the wing. Kernoth at the back, got his hands to the ball, couldn't complete the mark. Ball on the ground, and again, quickly set upon, and we'll have another ball up at midfield. So Westerberg makes his way to the front this time. Kick out of there by Godden, but it's chopped off at half-back, and Palmerston the chance to bring it away. This is McMasters who brings it towards the wing, bounces just inside the boundary line in front of Liam Flanagan there. Liam Flanagan, another player to change clubs this year, Liz. Plenty of years at St Mary's, but looking for Premier League opportunities, obviously, and he's in the Palmerston side for round 1.
Yeah, that's right. I think Palmy went pretty hard in the off-season recruiting and announced them very early, and they've got Tyrell Louis, another one that's cross clubs, Daniel Stafford, who's come from Buffalo. So yeah, Damien Williams even. There's a few changes tonight as we see another ball out on the full. I think the players have underestimated how swirly the wind is, Loz.
I agree. I was thinking that earlier, all of them on our side here too.
You wouldn't want to kick it out of bounds if you're Palmerston in front of the Gardens clubhouse there, as Palmy have chopped it off, and good vision there to get the ball in, but it's gone to ground.
But picking up and having a flying shot towards goal was Callum Groves, but again offline. This time it's bounced out of bounds in the right forward pocket for Palmerston, at the kicking towards the city end of the ground.
So we talked a bit about Matty Dennis being the Palmerston captain. Waratah announced their captains today, and it's Brodie Carroll and Nick Gooch for a second season.
Great leaders of our club, they are.
So out the back, caught with the ball, and it's a free kick going to Brodie Carroll. He switches the ball to the outer side. Marks not paid, and holding the ball is called.
And don't the crowd like that?
So Palmerston with a real opportunity to kick the first goal here, kicking with whatever wind there is, and it's Nigel Lockyer who's won that free kick. And Nigel Lockyer, premiership player 6 days ago for Rovers in the CAFL.
Yeah, there's a few of them down there. He played for NT Thunder last year as well. He finished second in the CAFL Minahan medal behind Abe Bankers, who he's playing against tonight, just the other week as well. And that shot has missed to the left, but Nigel had a bit of time down at Essendon with at the start of the year, and I think that's really benefited his football. And he's been announced as the vice captain of Palmerston this year, so obviously he's going to relocate up to Darwin for the season. He'll be massive for the Magpies.
So the kicking comes well outside the 50-metre circle here. And, again, the ball on the ground. Groves in there was tackled before he could get his boot to the ball. Quick kick comes back, and McMasters takes that one, but play on's a call. He kicks forward hurriedly. Marking attempt there by Kernoth, couldn't take it. Carroll tidies up to Anchors, and Anchors drives the ball deep. But again, all the players are up the ground, and plenty around it. Cantilla, a clever little kick inside, gives his teammate the opportunity. Anchors is there again. That's not his best effort, but his teammate's going to be the first to the ball, and that was Searle. But again, no clean possession, and the ball's wrapped up inside the centre square towards the Waratah scoring end of the ground.
So yeah, we're coming up to the 9-minute mark of the first quarter, and the score is 1 point apiece.
So just looking for some clear air out there. A quick kick forward by Carmichael. Goes out towards the scoreboard side. Anchors again in plenty of the action, and his kick forward finds Jay McGrath on the lead again. And Jay, obviously, his second season here, I think, Loz, and
yes.
was an important player for Tars when he did play last year.
Absolutely, glad to have him back again.
So McGrath will kick from just about right on the 50 line, and again, not the easiest of shots from there, but he's got plenty on it. Goal umpire's making a little bit of ground, but I think it might have just snuck in for the first goal of the season. And it is, and that's Jay McGrath for Tars, and a really good finish from out deep in the forward pocket.
Absolutely. What a kick from right in front of the scoreboard. Be about a 50-metre kick there by Jay McGrath. Tell us a bit about him, Loz.
Yeah, he's actually just recommitted for a second season here, as we mentioned before, but he's just played in a premiership with Minyip and Matoa in Victoria, so he's fresh off footy as well, which is great. Makes for the fitness levels are already up there, which is awesome coming into our season here.
Absolutely. So 10-minute mark of the first quarter. Waratah 1-1-7, leading Palmerston just the one behind.
As the breeze gets up, as you might be able to hear through the microphones here, but umpire Craig Garland throws the ball up this time. Jumping over the top there was Ned Stevens, the young fella for Tars, over the top of Dennis. And there's a bit of a wrestle on in the middle of the ground, but we'll try and focus on the footy a bit. There's an umpire's paid a free kick down the field, in fact, and it'll be a Waratah free kick down there. And Dylan Collis will take it. He chips in short, and the mark's taken just inside the forward 50. So a bit of feeling in the game, as you'd expect. The sides just feeling each other out, and you know, I think those people that are in the business of tipping winners would have had trouble this week. All the games are pretty tough to call, but the best we can hope for is a close contest, which it looks like we'll have at the moment, and it's pretty willing. Kick on the way again. Just offline to the near side. Just
miss. Yeah, as you said, Stu, hopefully a close game. Both teams will be wanting to get off to a win to start their seasons in good form, and both have recruited heavily in the off-season, so it's a bit of an unknown factor for tipsters.
So Hayden Brown in the back pocket for Palmerston takes that mark, chips in short, and the mark's taken in front of the light pole on the outer side, and driven down along the wing. Out in front there was McAdam for Palmerston, and he's looking for options further forward, goes long in the end down towards half forward. Stafford from behind, up early, the ball went out the back and on the ground, paddled out by Searle, but missed his teammate and goes out of bounds.
Well, our coaches tonight, Ryan Ayres is back for his third season for Tars, and Alwyn Froggy Davies in his fourth season for Palmerston. I don't think he's playing tonight. He has been a playing coach. He told me he was going to have a run in Div 1 this weekend and then let the young guys have a go, but I'm pretty sure we'll see Froggy out there at some stage.
Won't be able to help himself.
No.
So another ball up just outside forward 50 for Palmerston. Westerberg using his strength, makes good ground, gets the hit out, but again, plenty of players around the ball, and a shallow hit out like that's going to get wrapped up every time. So just need someone to be brave enough to try and make some space out of this. That's someone, not one of the ruckmen who had first touch on the ball. Advantage has been paid, I think, and it's the first goal on the goal board to Palmerston.
I think it was Aidan McAdam, was it?
That's who everyone's
getting around.
Number 24.
So I think Aidan's been at a few clubs as well.
Yeah, he has. Liz. Obviously from Alice Springs with a famous surname like that. There's a lot of McAdams. He didn't play last year, but he was with Crocs before that, and I'm pretty sure Buffs before that. So yeah, as we said, another famous name. His cousin Charlie plays for Crocs, and Palmerston will be pretty happy to get that goal on the board, Loz.
They will indeed. Only a point in it now.
Yeah, so the 13.5-minute mark, Waratah 1-2-8, leading Palmerston 1-1-7 here at Gardens Oval in Darwin. What a great night for footy.
So Dennis and Westerberg again do battle. Another free kick here, and it's going Waratah's way. So Josh Carmichael with the free kick runs away towards the outer side, kicks deep into that pocket again. That seems to be where most of their attacking moves are going this quarter. All on the ground, paddled forward, and goes out of bounds just near the scoreboard on the other side.
Well, as you said, we've got Mark Noonan and John Howarth and Craig Garland umpiring the game tonight. A lot of experience there, and it's been a good contest so far, Stu.
Certainly has, as reflected by the margin on the scoreboard. But, quick kick forward. Inside there is Dylan Collis. Kick comes around, an opportunity here for Tars again, and it was a good pass inside forward, kick to the advantage side, and again it's McGrath on the end of that one, and he's proving to be a bit of a handful for the Palmerston defence early in the game.
Yeah, he is. He just lost his man there at the right time and created a bit of space as he goes back to kick this from the Mindle Beach side, right in front of the Tars bench pretty much.
So McGrath's kick on the way, and he's pretty happy with it. So is the goal umpire. So his second, Waratah's second on the board, and they stretch that lead to 7 points as we just go past the 15-minute mark of the first quarter.
So that's McGrath's second goal for the evening. He was actually meant to be assistant coach of Minyip Matoa this year, Loz, but obviously COVID-19 happened and a lot of footy down south couldn't happen. So
no, that's it.
I think he'll be pretty happy to be having a run here tonight at Gardens Oval.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of football players, as we know, their plans were a bit skewed with COVID, so a lot of relocation up here to the Territory, which is great for our footy and great for them to get out of the mess down there.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people were whinging about people from down south, but every team plays under the same rule and has the same amount of points. So at the end of the day, it's an even competition.
So the ball forced forward for Palmerston here, and getting under that one is Eric Guthrie, but dispossessed, and now some good strong work in there by Riley Stone. Got the hand pass over the top. He was held onto after he got rid of the ball, and he'll take the free kick just forward of centre for Palmerston. Looks to drive them deep into the forward line. There's plenty of marking power forward if he can hit the target down there. This one slides over the back, and Tars are able to do the tidy up work to bring it out. And cleaned up there by Orville. Kicks the ball forward. Cantilla's going to be first there, but doesn't take it cleanly. Taps it forward almost to the advantage of his teammates, but some good defensive work by Hayden Brown. Coming through strongly was Westerberg. Hand passes out in front of Cantilla, but unable to get to it first. Now the ball finishes up in the hands of Dennis. Kicks forward on the left foot. Lockyer couldn't hold on to that one, but the ball's still alive at half forward. Now it's Callum Searle who gets wrapped up there, and umpire Mark Noonan will ball it up.
Paul Westy nearly lost his pants there.
So the hit out comes free, and Tars with the clearance towards half forward, strong in front. That's a good mark, and it's Fields who drives them wide going forward, and the ball bounces out of bounds at half forward for Waratah.
Well, just while the umpire goes to ball it in, tonight is the first game Waratah has played since losing Alexander Aricchio in a road accident on the 8th of June, and we held 30 minutes of silence before the game. He played 17 games for Tars, Loz, and had a big Waratah family here, and was very well respected by the Darwin footy community and around Australia. He also played at the Northern Blues, South Adelaide and Southport. We heard a very special tribute by Sue Koch before the game, which gave me goosebumps. We're thinking of his family, parents Lou and Jill in New York, and his brothers and sister. And Rich, if you're watching from up there, hurrah, baby.
Great to see Fields in Rooch's number 2 tonight.
Absolutely.
So Carmichael got that kick forward. It's Tyrell Louis who rebounds it for Palmerston. Coming through strongly was Nigel Lockyer. Couldn't take the ball, and we have another boundary throw in here right in front of us, in front of the grandstand, 18.5 minutes into the first quarter.
I think it's safe to say everyone's missed their NTFL by the crowd here tonight.
I think they love footy at Gardens Oval on a Friday night as well, Liz.
Absolutely.
So, Brodie Carroll with his hands on the ball, but set upon straight away by Chester. And umpire Noonan again will ball it up. So Dennis this time takes the ball out of the ruck, gets a quick kick forward, but it's all Tars again. Kick wide again, and that one's gone too wide and out of bounds on the full. So probably need to look to use the corridor a bit more than they have, Tars, although they are kicking against the wind, I suppose, and maybe that's their thinking, that to keep it out near the boundaries.
I've been looking for a flag to see which way the wind's blowing, but there's not one here. So it is very swirly out there, though, as we see the ball go across the line up the palmy end, I suppose you call it, just near their bench, and a bit more feeling as it goes over the line there.
Not sure we can blame the wind for that last out the full, though.
So boundary throw in Ball's tapped forward. Williams on the end of that gets the clearance, kicks deep into the forward line.
Great mark.
Standing. Oh, no, it's
Wow.
not paid underneath that. That was Stafford who claimed the mark, wasn't paid, and Waratah's sense that the ball was still alive, kept it moving, and have now worked it out of defence all the way into the centre square. And hand pass comes over the top where Carmichael takes possession and is tackled. Dennis is tackled as he tries to grab the ball and is thrown to the ground. Quick kick out there by Kane Goodwin, but still no clean possession. Good hands in there, and now Tars the opportunity to bring it out of defence again. And a little chip kick in here by Jack Catanach, who's had a bit of the ball across half back, but just needs to start finding some targets as he comes out of defence from Tars.
You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval, and at the 20-minute mark, it's Waratah 2-2-14 leading Palmerston 1-1-7 as the ball goes across the line once again. Sammy Gordon there taking it over.
Lots of 20s in that, Liz.
There was a lot of 20s, same as my age, Loz.
Exactly.
Just don't ask my kids that. They'll dob me in.
Another hotly contested boundary throw in, but it's Palmerston again.
Great hands.
Good mark going backwards there with the flight of the ball was Callum Searle. And he switches the ball into the corridor, receives back and finds another teammate going wider towards the other side of the ground. Now the chip back inside to the middle isn't the best effort. Joe Thompson there chops it off, gets a hand pass across to Kane Goodwin. He's got a player running here in McAdam. He fumbles the ball, hand passes in front of himself. Probably a bit lucky to win that free kick as he was tackled after he got the quick hand pass out. And James Waratah didn't do too much wrong, but free kick's paid. That's not the best of McAdam's kick, and the crowd let him know that as the siren goes just short of 22 minutes that first quarter. So, yeah, we've really got a contest on our hands as Tars lead by 7 points at quarter time, Liz.
Yeah, the score 2-2-14 to Palmerston 1-1-7. Goal kickers Jay McGrath has kicked 2 for Waratah and Aidan McAdam 1 for Palmerston. We'll take a short break and be back for the second quarter. Well, welcome back to the second quarter here of the TIO NTFL 2021 season, the round 1 game between Waratah and Palmerston. We've got a 7-point ball game on our hands, and a big hello to those of you watching from the NT News page. If you've joined us tonight, it's the first game where we've formed a new partnership with them, so a very big welcome and hellos, and probably a lot of people from down south watching tonight, I reckon Loz too. There's a bit of player interest there.
I dare say a lot would be tuning into this game, absolutely, and yeah, Rucci being a well-known person across the country, I'd say there'll be a few viewers.
Absolutely. Well, Stu, how did you see the first quarter? It was a short one, only 22 minutes.
It was, and the ball was out of bounds a bit, and just didn't get much clean play going forward. Both sides sounding each other out a bit, but feeling each other out a bit. But I think as the game wears on, we might see the game open up a bit and some more scoring opportunities. But as I speak, it's Chris Williams with another clearance for Palmerston, driving them down towards half forward. Some good work across half back by Hetherington. Handball was a bit loose, but his players are still in there. McAdams over the top, can't win the ball. And now it's Brody Carroll trying to pick it up as he runs towards the boundary line on the outer side of the ground. He's worried out of it eventually, and Palmerston an opportunity to go forward. Contest there between Searle and Kernoth, and Searle punches the ball out of bounds over the boundary line.
Yeah, well, Chris Williams, that man you spoke of, has joined Palmerston this year from Buffaloes, where he actually won the best and fairest last season, which they obviously held off announcing that with the COVID-19, but he's just such an impressive player. His work rate, and he's a known goal kicker. Obviously, he kicked those crucial goals in that grand final that they lost to Southern Districts by a point. So he's had NT Thunder experience as well, so he'll be fantastic for Palmerston this year.
Oh, he certainly will. He's a class player, Liz, and a terrific fella as well. So he's a really good pickup for the Palmerston Football Club. Ball comes forward here, forward of centre for Tars on the ground. Some good work in there by McGrath again. Gets the hand pass back. Cantilla running with the flight of the ball, gives away the free kick. And McMasters clears the ball to the outer side of the ground, where Riley Stone chips forward and finds Sandy Brock out on the outer wing. He chips short again, finds his teammate in Chris Williams, and it's right on the wing now. He has a lead coming from half forward there. That was Max Sutton, couldn't hold the mark out in front, and eventually Williams picks up, hand passes backwards to Brock. Brock with a long left foot kick inside forward 50. Stafford makes his way to the front, and a strong mark, and he'll go back and have a shot at goal. It's probably just about his first touch for the night, I think, Liz, but gee, we saw what an influence he can be when he was playing for Buffaloes last year up here in the TIO NTFL, and he's a renowned goal kicker, very strong kick, and I would think the distance wouldn't be much problem for him here. Yeah,
I think he should make the distance. You just need to see how he handles the breeze. But as you said, he was massive for Buffs last year, and he's obviously from Central Australia, where he plays for Mount Ellen, as we see that ball go sailing through the middle for Palmerston's second goal by Daniel Stafford. So as we were saying, he's one of Buff's best forwards, and another massive pickup for Palmerston. Along with Chris Williams to come across from Buffs this year. He also plays for South Alice in the CAFL, and just his size will be so strong for them in the forward line, Loz.
Absolutely, as a unit, that's for sure. Yeah, Buffs have lost some quality players.
They have. I know their coach Stokesy will have recruited those. So almost at the 3-minute mark of the second quarter, Waratah 2-2-14 leading Palmerston 2-1-13, just a point in it.
Yeah, I see Stafford's a difficult one to match up on, and Tars have given the job to Alex Maloney at the moment, who's a new player to the club, as I understand it. But anyway, we're back in the middle, and it's Tars. Another opportunity. Oh, marking contest here. Flanagan does well, keeps his feet, keeps the ball in front, but unable to keep the ball inside the boundary line, and a boundary throw in here.
Yeah, Maloney, who's lining up on Stafford, it is his first season, as you said. He's from Terang, which is down in Victoria, and played for Leopold in AFL Barwon competition, which is near Geelong. So a lot of Geelong boys up here this season too.
There is. We've had Maloney not long out of quarantine as well.
It's pretty busy, that quarantine camp. I ran into Buff Ewing at Casuarina today, and he's just returned to Darwin with the family, so it's great to have Buff back in town, a territory goal-kicking legend, as we all know, as we see Palmerston with the free kick in their back line.
It's Joe Thompson there, kicks the ball high and long down this wing. No mark, close to the boundary line, and taken over by William Collis down there.
What do you reckon Ayresy said at quarter time, Loz, to the TARS boys?
Oh, I think it'll be along the lines of just to tidy it up a bit. Our execution hasn't been terrific, so we need to hit those targets and get that ball off the ground cleanly.
So disputed the ball just inside the centre square. Some bit of composure there by Hetherington, found his teammate, and now Collis from across half back for TARS drives it forward, but again for Palmerston it's Michaelis McMasters who's doing some good work across half back there, gets it out to Kernoth. He chips down the line, Anchors comes in and picks up now, sees a teammate inside the square but misses him, and it's taken by Flanagan. Bit of pace there, runs away with the ball, kicks to half forward where Lockyer's standing all by himself. His teammates are yelling at him to play on, but he says no, I've got this covered on a set shot, and goes back and he'll kick from right on the 50 line.
Yeah, Nigel Lockyer, as we said, he's just come off the CAFL season where he played in the Rovers Premiership. He's a multiple Premiership player down there. He finished second in the Minahan medal behind Abe Anchors, who he's playing against tonight. And he's going to kick that from right on 50 there, straight out in front.
Again, a powerful leg. The kick's on line and judged it really well, knew his capability, went back and took the responsibility, kicked the goal. So Palmerston, a really good start to this second quarter, and I would have thought that Ryan Ayres would have been reasonably happy at quarter time kicking against the breeze in the first quarter, but obviously the breeze isn't having much effect on how you can score at that high school end of the ground.
Yeah, so at the almost the 6-minute mark of the second quarter here at Gardens Oval under lights for the first time ever, we see Waratah 2-2-14 now trailing, Palmerston 3-1-19 trailing for the first time in the game, Loz.
That's correct. We need to work hard to get that back.
Loz is sitting here in her TARS singlet for those who can't see.
I did seek permission for that.
We're very unbiased commentators here, aren't we, Stu?
Absolutely. So, a scramble for the ball on the ground. No surprise that Anchors came up with it and handed it to the umpire. Dennis flicks it over the top, but Anchors is there reading that one well, hooks it round the corner. It's close to the boundary line, and as Carmichael took possession, he was bundled over the line by Tyrell Louis.
Gee, I love the work rate of Matty Dennis and just how agile he is for a big man. He just bends over and gets down to his feet, and then, you know, he's just so tall and so agile for a big man.
So it's TARS trying to work the ball out of that stoppage. It's towed forward by Carmichael, and now the opportunity, hand pass across from Blake. A kick by Godden, goes underground, under some legs, and makes its way through the goal somehow.
How on earth did that get through?
Probably would have thought the easier thing would have been to just chip a drop punt through the goal, but Sammy liked to do it the hard way, obviously.
Sammy loves a goal. Well, he's been at TARS for a long, long time. He's one of their longest serving players at the moment. He won the club best and fairest in the 2018-19 season, and yeah, as I said, he's played here since he was a teenager, so he's a fly-in this season, and yeah, he's been a real key player for TARS the last few seasons, Loz.
Absolutely, great to have him back. Very stoked that he will, play for us again this season. Yeah,
he played a bit of time. I know him from NT Thunder days. We used to call him Chuka Parker, if anyone knows that fellow. He was on a talent show, Sammy, or The Pest, but he's a very good footballer and puts a lot of time into his footy and his fitness.
And young Ned Stevens jumped over the top then and won that hit out, gave TARS the opportunity to go forward again. Here's Godden again near the boundary line, hand passes back inside to Blake. Blake on the left foot, but that kick's just misdirected a bit and trickles over the boundary line for a throw-in in the right forward pocket for Waratah, kicking towards the city end of the ground.
Yeah, well, Ned Stevens, we saw him last Friday night in the NAB All-Stars game, and he was just fantastic. Super impressive. He kicked 3 goals, I think, Stu, and yeah, he'll be awesome for TARS this season.
He was really good. It's good to see him getting his opportunity at Premier League level here. And he's not letting them down, so quick kick. Cantilla on the end of this one. Kicks down towards goal. Some strong body work in the goal square. mark not paid, and eventually it's forced through for a minor score.
Yeah, great pick up there by Cantilla as Palmerston bring it back out on the Garden side.
So Masters to Thompson switches across here. Looked a bit dangerous, but Tyrell Louis was up to it, took the mark, and now he chips to Flanagan. He's deeper, they're looking to switch back across the other side again. Flanagan gives it back to Louis. Louis back to the other side to McMasters again. So about 6 possessions and no ground gained at all, but they have retained possession.
It's a bit dangerous, that play, isn't it, Loz? Going back and forward, and we've seen the ball now go out on the full. So
yeah,
absolutely. The cross goals can be a danger.
Yeah, it's all right if you're going to move the ball quickly, but it gives the opposition the chance to set up and chop you off as you come out. Off the hands of the pack there, a class finish from Tom Fields in his first game for Tars. Obviously, Fields here playing for Waratah because of his association with Alex Zaricchio, and yeah, he looks like a really handy inclusion for them for this game, and hopefully for Waratah's sake for some more games during the season, Loz.
Yeah, Stu, I was talking to him before the game actually, and just introduced myself, and yeah, what an honour to have him here for the first game. He's actually just taken up a teaching job on the coast in Queensland, and their term is starting very soon, so we thought he'd better get in round 1, but hopefully be back after the end of the term again.
I'm sure that was very special for him and special for Rich's family, for Tom to kick that goal in honour of his mate tonight. Fields actually played for Carlton. He was drafted at the age of 21 and played a couple of games. So, as you said, a really experienced player. As we see the game restart, 10.5-minute mark of the second quarter here at Gardens Oval under lights in Darwin. Waratah 4-3-27, lead Palmerston 3-1-19.
So a centre square infringement there gives Waratah the free kick and the opportunity to go forward again. Anchor's down there. He's got plenty of opponents around him, but he's clever enough to pick up the ball and get a kick around the corner, snap on goal. Why wouldn't he like it? It's straight through the middle, and after Palmerston came out of the blocks after quarter time, kicking the first 2 goals, Waratah have hit back with the next 3, and the little champion Anchors that time, with 3 opponents against him on the ground, had the skills to pick it up and quickly get it on the boot around the corner and straight through the middle.
He knew it was a goal too, Stu, didn't he? That hand was up in the air well before it was near the goal line.
Straight away. What can't he do, Abes? I love the little man. He won his 2nd Minahan medal last week. He's from Alice Springs, where he plays for Fetties, but he's been up playing for Tars for the last few seasons. He's captain NT Thunder and was a best and fairest there. So, yeah, he's done it all, Abes, as we see Waratah take it out to a 2-goal lead, 5-3-33, leading Palmerston 3-1-19.
So it was Westerberg down to Orville, and Orville's long kick to the top of the goal square. Groves under there again, tries to get his boot to the ball, but is tackled as he tried to do so. Plenty of players around the ball. It eventually works its way out. Westerberg with some body work clearing a path, but Williams was held without the ball there for Palmerston, and didn't like the treatment he got, but will go back and take the free kick. He goes short inside and finds Eric Guthrie here, who plays on the left foot. His teammate here in Riley Stone takes that mark just backward of the wing. Dangerous ball inside the corridor, and his teammate was under plenty of pressure, and Tars players got him running through now, kicks towards goal. He likes him along the ground, and he's done it again. This time through an open goal square, and he kicks his 2nd for the quarter, 2nd one that he's bounced through, Liz.
Yeah, I think he's trying to avoid the wind and just make sure they go through at ground level. So, yeah, as you said, a 2nd goal there for Sammy Goddard, and really impressive piece of play there by Tars, showing their strength around the pack slots.
Didn't have to dodge that ball around any players this time.
No.
So Liz, Riley Stone was another one that played in the All-Stars game last week, and we got news during the game that he was taken to hospital.
Yeah,
I think,
he
but,
was.
Obviously nothing too serious, because he's out there tonight, which is good to see.
Yeah, they didn't actually tell us why. I think they just said he wasn't feeling too well. But yeah, great to see Riley out there. There was someone else I was looking at before who played in that game as well. So great to have the youngsters stepping up to Premier League level.
Matt Dennis with a kick forward over the back was Lockyer, and he did that pretty easily, found some space and finishes beautifully once again for his 2nd goal of the quarter. So a quick reply there from Palmerston, which was needed, and after only 3 goals between the sides in the first quarter, we've had 7 already this quarter, just over halfway through. So the game's opened up as we hoped it would, and some fast, exciting football.
Yeah, I think they just needed to find their feet and also work their teammates out a bit. As you said, a bit more free-flowing this quarter, and that's what Palmerston needed, that goal there. Quick reply by Nigel Lockyer as we see the score. Waratah 6-3-39, leading Palmerston 4-1, and I can't add up, Loz.
25.
25. We don't have an electronic scoreboard here at Gardens Oval, so it's manpower over there. Not sure who's in the score box tonight.
Got Chris Lay in the score box tonight, but yeah, that one day when we can have the electronic scoreboard will be a big help.
We're working with paper here, no instant replay either, as it goes down to the Palmerston forward line, but Brody Carroll's going to run it out there to Sammy Godden. Oh, didn't quite get it back to his captain.
So, ball on the ground now, and it spills its way out and tars the opportunity. A couple of quick hand passes, but Carroll had fallen to the ground, so he wasn't there to receive. But again, some strong work, and just trying to work it out. No one can take it cleanly. Williams in there again, can't pick it up. A quick kick comes out this time, and now it's coming up towards the boundary line. Fields takes the ball cleanly, hooks it around the corner, and drives it forward for Tars. On the end of this one is Brock Orville. He breaks that tackle from Sandy Brock, kicks long towards full forward, and the mark is taken. Yes, it's been paid down there. So a really strong mark by Jake Sutton. Had a couple of grabs at it under plenty of pressure from Tyrell Louis, but did enough to be awarded the mark. He's being sent round on a pretty acute angle now, but he's only about 15 metres out from goal.
Didn't the crowd love that? All the hands went up in the air when he marked that. And I've just been told that Sydney Swans player Tom Papley is in the crowd enjoying footy here at Gardens Oval tonight.
So goes with the check side kick, and no problem at all, knew exactly what he was doing. So another goal to Waratah. Jake Sutton with his first on the board. And speaking of the crowd, Liz, just have a look around.
It's unreal.
The two grandstands are just about full. There's plenty of people around the fence lines. There's people in the outer, and obviously they're loving Friday night footy at Gardens Oval.
Absolutely, and the atmosphere is amazing. As I said, all the hands went up in the air when the mark was done then. It's not just Waratah people, there's a massive Palmy crowd here too, obviously excited for the first night of football. So a goal there to Sutton, his first season in the NTFL. He played NAB League with the Calder Cannons and was due to play with Coburg in the VFL until COVID-19 happened, and yeah, the score 7-3-45 to Waratah's, Palmerston 4-1-25, so a 20-point margin at the 16.5-minute mark.
So, Eric Guthrie with some strong work in the centre, won the free kick. Looked like it could have been a mark to Lockyer, just spilled it at the last minute, and the ball works away and over the boundary line, just around from where I see the Northern Territory Administrator is standing, Liz. So we've got all representatives in society here at the ground tonight.
We sure have. The administrator loves her footy, and she's a regular on the football scene, and she's a great sport as well. So she always would come to the Sunday presentation nights and all of the AFL&T events, and she's a fabulous administrator. We got Stewie Tottam down there, and the acting mayor was here, and Michael Gunner was here, who's obviously Tar's patron, the Chief Minister of the Northern Territory. So it's just a fantastic night of footy here at Gardens Oval under lights.
Where would you rather be?
Where would you rather? I said that last Friday night's game, didn't I, Stu? Yeah. When the NAB Cup. We're very lucky to be up here in Darwin, and thinking of everyone down south, and hopefully restrictions ease up soon, especially people in the Melbourne area, and yeah, come up for Darwin for a holiday when you can, because footy up here is fantastic in the wet season.
Quick kick off the ground, and Fields again coming in hard. Keeps the ball just inside the boundary line, works it out to a teammate, but now it's on the ground and wrestle over the boundary line.
I'll tell you what, the Barbie smells good too, Loz.
It does, doesn't it?
The Tars kitchen staff are doing a great job down there.
I think the boys must like it too. They're definitely playing this side, right on the boundary line.
Gotta love a Friday night footy with a barbecue and a refreshment.
So, working the ball out of defence was Orville, who got that clearance, kicked it down towards half forward. Fields again at the bottom of the pack, picks up and gets a quick kick forward. Good hand pass over the top by Collis, and chip in board. And now's the chance for Stevens, I think that was. Got the hand pass back to Collis on the left foot around the corner, goes down towards the goal square. No mark and punch through for a minor score.
Yeah, Palmerston will be happy that they've punched that one through. So almost at the 19-minute mark now, and you're watching the TIO NTFL season here, thanks to AFL NTV at Gardens Oval under lights for the very first time, and I think it's the 66th year, Loz, since Gardens Oval's been played at, which is amazing.
It's a long time, isn't it?
It is a long time.
So Waratah the opportunity on the outer side. Kick comes back towards centre half forward, but reading that one the best was Hayden Brown. Chipped in and took the intercept mark. He's looking for his teammate Chester here, goes through his hands and on the ground over the back. Oh, coming in strongly again was Chester. And another clash of bodies, but unfortunately for Palmerston, Stone had kept his eye on the ball but couldn't quite keep it in play. So another boundary throw in front of the grandstand here.
Well, I'll tell you a bit about the lights. There's obviously 4 of them. They're 300 lux maximum. They have to be off by 9 p.m. and they're 32 metres high, each of them. So pretty impressive.
Kick off the ground by Collis going forward. Down towards the goal square. Oh, off the hands there was McGrath. Couldn't get his boot to the ball and has been penalised because of that. And it's Tyrell Louis back there for Palmerston. Oh, looking to kick to the outer side. That wasn't his best kick as it ran along the ground. Cantilla overruns the ball. Picked up in there by Zach Hartley, hand passed inboard. I think he might have been the other player playing last week, Liz, that you were thinking about.
Yeah,
Hartley.
he was good too, Cantilla. Loz, tell us a bit about his footy. He won, what did he win last year?
So yeah, Kimmy's been a junior playing here for a lot of years now and lives over at Tiwi, so he travels over. He's got his little family here as well. He's got 2 little daughters. But yeah, a lot of footy here at Tars.
Liam Flanagan chops that one off, gets the hand pass out wide to McMasters. Masters brings the ball outside defensive 50, and the mark's taken there by Josh Lange. Lange goes down towards the wing. Some good use of the body by McAdam. In fact, not good use of the body. The umpire said it was illegal, so he's given away the free kick on the outer wing.
Are you going to play for the Tars women this year, Loz?
Oh, look, Liz, I'm going to give it another round, but this could definitely be the last season. The old knees aren't holding up too good.
I reckon you go all right. How many premierships have you played in now?
Oh, a lot, actually. Every season I've played at Waratahs, I've been in a grand final and won 5 of them, so very lucky.
Well, I'm sure Waratahs will want you to keep playing if that's the stat.
Wait till they see me round 1, they might change their mind.
So the girls play on Sunday?
Sunday, 4:30 against Palmerston here at Gardens.
Yep.
So Palmerston with the ball right on their last line of defence, and kick comes out here looking for Dennis, but it didn't get as far as him in the end, and Waratah able to work the ball forward. Collis again getting plenty of the football in this second quarter. His hand pass goes to an opponent there, and it was Goodwin who got wrapped up in the tackle. Now Tars again with another opportunity, some strong defensive work. Sees the hand pass come out, and umpire Noonan says that's a high tackle, and it'll be an opportunity for Waratah to go back, have another shot at goal as we approach half-time in this first game under lights at Gardens Oval. So I think that's Callum Searle, is it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at the number on his back.
You could just turn around
for the commentators.
Anyway, he's about 30 out, not much of an angle. Kicks on the way now, he likes it, and that stretches Tars' lead again, and they've had a really productive second quarter. That's their 6th goal for the quarter.
Was Searle, so that's his first goal, and the 8th goal kicker for Waratah tonight at the 23-minute mark. Waratah have stretched their lead by 4 goals, 8-4, waiting for the scoreboard. Lead Palmerston 4-1-25. I really need a calculator, don't I? Maths was not my strongest part. I was really good at English. But
Searle's first game for Waratahs as well.
He'll be pretty happy to get a goal on the board. They've had a good spread of goal kickers tonight. Tom Fields with 1, Sammy Godden with 2, Jay McGrath with 2, Abe Bankers, Jake Sutton, and now Callum Searle all with 1 apiece.
So Ned Stevens again winning that hit out, but again it's Chris Williams for Palmerston who gets his hands to the ball first. Now it comes back here to Flanagan. Oh, that's not his best effort under a bit of pressure, and kicks it out on the full. He's made a friend with some Waratahs fans though in the grandstand.
They've got long memories, the Waratahs fans. It's Ned Stevens' Premier League debut tonight, so congratulations to Ned. He's a lovely young fellow. I had the pleasure of going away on an Alice Springs trip with him for the Top End Storm team a couple of seasons ago, and he was really, really impressive. And he's a very good basketballer as well, Ned, so that might be where he gets his ruck leap from.
And brother of Joel too. Joel's been at Waratahs for a few seasons too, a local junior with us.
Yeah, they just live in Narrows Road, which is not far from the Oval.
So Kim Cantilla chopped it off. Now Collis again drives towards goal, but it's gone across the face and a behind only, so that relieves the pressure a bit for Palmerston.
Speaking of brothers, Dylan, who just kicked that one there, his brother Williams playing with us as well.
Family club, Loz.
Exactly.
There's a lot of them around.
There is very talented families.
There is. It's a great tradition in Darwin football. There's lots of very famous families that stick to their club, and you go to any of the NTFL clubs around and there's definitely a family or two that have famous names down there. As we see Palmerston try and bring it out of their back line just in front of their bench, and out of bounds on the full.
Tried his hardest there to keep it in.
Kobe Annan's kick there just a little bit too far, and umpires saying it's Karanach's kick. He's now got to come round back over his mark, so things just stalled here. Palmerston should be able to set themselves up defensively, and Karanach is the man on the mark's just outside 50, so I wouldn't think he's a realistic opportunity to score from there. He doesn't think so either. He's looking to options, kicks it into the corridor at centre half forward. Cantilla takes the ball off the pack, and ball was forced out, and he was tackled as it was done so, and he will take the free kick. So looking for Kim Cantilla to get his first score on the board for tonight. It'll be a kick after the siren. So he's been around the play without being too damaging so far, but an opportunity here for him to get on the scoreboard and stretch that lead for Tars in what has been a good quarter for them so far. So Cantilla's kick on the way now. Looks pretty good. He likes it.
Wow.
And no problem whatsoever. So a really good quarter for Waratah there. And Ryan Ayres no doubt will be really pleased with how productive they've been able to be in that quarter.
Absolutely, Ayres, you'll be stoked with that quarter. Still a half to go, but yeah, very pleasing to see that there.
Well, Kim Cantilla adds his name to the Waratah goal kickers list, along with Tom Fields with 1, Sammy Godden and Jay McGrath with 2, A-Bankers, Jake Sutton and Callum Searle with 1, while we've got Nigel Lockyer with 2, Daniel Stafford and Aidan McAdam with 1 each. For Palmerston, as we go into the halftime break, Waratah with a 5-goal lead. We'll see you all soon in a short while. Well, welcome back to beautiful Gardens Oval here under lights for the very first time for round one of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL season game between Waratah and Palmerston. My name's Liz Cruse and I've got Stu Davis and Lauren O'Shea here in the commentary box with me. The halftime score 9-5-59. Waratah's leading Palmerston for 125. Loz, how did you see the first half?
Well, yeah, hotly contested. That first quarter was very tight and it blew out a little bit in the second quarter there for Waratah, but I think the initial nerves of that first quarter and first game have gone now and they've settled into the game, so be an interesting half ahead, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Stu, Tars really stretched that lead in the second quarter with some really good pieces of play, didn't they?
Yeah, moved the ball really quickly and some good skills and just managed to finish their work going forward. So we look forward to the second half, which starts right now, and no one got their hand to the ball in the ruck contest. Again, it's on the ground at the feet of Westerberg, doing some strong wrestling work, wrests the ball out of there and manages to clear a path for his Waratah's teammates into the hands of Cantilla there. Couldn't take the mark, kicked that goal after the siren at half-time, of course, and the ball trickles out of bounds. I don't know if our camera boys got it as we came back into play, but just as we were going to half-time, the full moon was rising over the trees in the background. Just magnificent view.
Beautiful. It's so picturesque, Gardens Oval, with the beach behind us, Mindle Beach, and the beautiful trees in front of us. Love footy down at Gardens Oval, Loz.
It's amazing, isn't it? Botanic Gardens right there. It's incredible.
So Chris Williams, another clearance for Palmerston, gets the ball towards half forward. Little whistle here, and Waratah free kick. And that's James Waratah who chips it across to the outer side, and Tars go forward again. On the end of that one was Orville, couldn't take the mark. Got back though, and Fields gets a long kick in, looking for Cantilla over the back. He's trying to pick up the ball now under plenty of pressure, gets his boot to the ball, but squirts off the side of the boot and through for a behind.
He looked dangerous there. One thing I did want to mention tonight is the beautiful Palmerston Magpies clash jumper that they're wearing. It's been designed by one of their women's players. She's only a youngster though, Aisha Romberg. She's done that design for Palmerston Magpies and it's got a lot of meaning to it. So jump on the Palmerston Magpies Facebook page. They've put some great video and words up there about the jumper, and well done to Aisha who's designed that jumper for the season.
Abanker's in there again, bursts through the pack, gets his kick to the ball, but this time out of bounds on the full next to the behind post after Nick Gooch had taken the intercept mark, as we're used to seeing out here at Gardens Oval for Tars. It's Tyrell Louis with the free kick, kicks it out to the outer side in front of the scoreboard. Dennis got his hands to the ball but couldn't take the mark, spilt forward. Williams in there again doing the wrestling work, quick kick forward by Blake, but off the back. There's plenty of pressure on players all around the ball. And again, umpire Garland comes in and he'll ball this one up. So again, it was Michaelis McMasters on the bottom of the pack. He's been pretty impressive in defence for Palmerston tonight.
Another Centralian playing here tonight. There's quite a few of them. Michaelis played for Palmerston last year too and relocates usually to Darwin for the season from Alice Springs.
So Collis with that quick forward. Dennis had his hands on it, but it comes to Blake. Blake, a short kick, but chopped off by Sandy Brock, who drives the ball down towards the wing here. Nicely done in defence by Maloney. Hand passes forward. And Tars now through Carroll, tried to bust the tackle, got caught, and the ball spilled out, and the free kick has rightly been paid to Eric Guthrie here for Palmerston. Just
looking at Daniel Stafford pushing up the field, trying to get involved in the play there, and he needs to. Palmerston need to get a goal on the board early in this quarter, but looks like Tars are going to chop that off.
So Westerberg was uncontested there in the end, but the ball was just a little bit long for him, and he recovered well. Had it trapped in underneath him, and another ball up in front of the grandstand.
Great to have Westy back with us this season as well. He sat out last year injured.
Got the whole family in the stands here too. I've seen his mum and his sister over there. So
now a chance for Palmerston through. Stafford gets the hand pass back inside, but Joel Stevens with a questionable hand pass there, but got away with it. And now Blake taps it out and anchors a quick hand pass to Carroll. Carroll drives the ball down the line. Oh, good defensive work by Sandy Brock, reaching over the top and getting his hand to that one and forcing it out of bounds, because Tars looked like they were away behind the play there.
Sandy Brock, I think, was the other one I was thinking of, Stu, that played last Friday night in the NAB All-Stars game, along with Riley Stones, and Ned Stevens, who's out there for Tars on the other team.
So the boundary throw in. Dennis works his way to the front, gets his hand to the ball. It's Godden who is able to come in and pick it up. Got the hand pass out there looking for Hetherington. It was just a little bit behind him and he couldn't take possession, and it's forced forward and another boundary throw in.
So 4-minute mark of the third quarter, Waratah 9-6-60 leading Palmerston 4-1-25 as the umpire throws it in right in front of the Tars bench.
Westerberg this time at the back, gets his hands to the ball. Good hands in close by Tars, and Godden hooks around the corner to centre half forward. Cantilla trying to run onto that one, but Kobe Annan was good enough to get his hands on the ball, wrap it up, and he was tackled to the ground by Jake Sutton. And another ball up between centre half forward and full forward for Waratah. Westerberg again with the hit out this time. It's Louis on the end of it. Quick kick out of there by Thompson, and the ball's down towards the centre wing. Joel Stevens in there working hard but couldn't take it, tapped it back to a teammate. Throw is the call, and Palmerston will take this one and look to go forward through Josh Lange. He sees an opportunity short in the corridor, and it's Chris Williams. Williams goes long this time, and sitting under that one, couldn't quite take the mark. It's Kernoth in fact, and now the hand pass comes out. A quick kick by Guthrie along the ground, but it's dribbled through for a point only.
You saw Sammy Godden do those two grubbers in the second quarter and thought he might give it a try, but not to be.
So Tars take the ball to the outer side of the ground, and speaking of Godden, he's certainly upped his work rate in this third quarter, getting around the ground and getting to where the ball is and getting his hands on it. So drives the ball out of defence down towards the wing here, and now Tars with the chip kick across into the middle of the ground. The mark's taken by Katanach. He plays on straight away, drives the ball straight down the ground, and Fields at the back there couldn't quite take possession as his opponent got his hand to the ball. Cantilla with a bit of candy in the middle of the ground there between the legs, but his kick wasn't the best after that, and Palmerston worked it out of defence right in front of the coach's bench for Waratah, just forward of centre wing.
Well, we've got Sammy Godden listed as a fly-in. I'm not sure where he's based this season. Clubs are permitted to have a maximum of 3 fly-in players per round this season, which was 4 last season, and that applies to Div 1 teams as well. So the league trying to reduce the financial burden on clubs after COVID-19 and protect the local players, which should be good.
So the ball pinballing around there, and it's driven in deep by Orville, comes over the back, but the bounce doesn't favour Fields, and Sandy Brock's get their hand pass out in front of himself, but he's pushed off it by Fields. Cantilla comes in, gets a hand pass over the top, comes back now to McGrath. He steadies himself, kicks around the corner, and we know that McGrath's a good finisher, and that was no exception. He had a bit of composure, saw he had a bit of space, took his time, waited up, and kicked round the corner and kicked truly for the first goal of the quarter.
Yeah, that's his 3rd goal tonight, Jay McGrath. Loz, very handy in the forward line for Tars.
Indeed, yeah, a terrific goal there, and he really did compose himself. We got a few of the boys hunched over there. I think that was a hard work. A lot of hard work went into that one.
Yeah, well, Kim Cantilla picked it up, and he had options around him, Brody Carroll and the likes, but yeah, Jay McGrath kicked that goal quite nicely straight through the middle, and there's a good little crowd sitting behind the goals down there. Normally only see people down there on Australia Day and the foundation round.
That's it.
So Dennis gets this hit out to Guthrie. Guthrie kicks straight down the middle of the ground, but a strong mark overhead by Joel Stevens. That's not his best kick, but still to the advantage of his captain in Gooch, and Tars able to work it out of defence. Mark taken there by Orville. Brock Orville on the outer wing slows things down as he looks for an option going forward, and finds Collis there drifting across, Perfect kick for him on the run, and now he's kicked short and wide, looking for Brodie Carroll. He works his way around Sandy Brock, but gets the kick in towards the top of the goal square. Is this a mark? It's off a couple of hands, says the umpire, and eventually it's brought to ground. I just looked for a minute that Jake Sutton might have been the only one to get his hands on the ball, but that's not the way it was judged by the umpire, who of course was much closer than we are. Get out over the top, snap around the corner by Brodie Carroll, and a terrific finish there. Dennis had won the hit out, but Carroll read it best around the back of the pack and snuck around on his favoured left foot and straight through the middle, and so that lead is really stretching out for Tars now, out beyond 6 goals, and it's really time for Palmerston to do something about that if they want to work their way back into this game.
Yeah, absolutely, but Brodie Carroll will be happy to be in some form. He overcame that freak elbow injury that he sustained in a practice match, and as we said earlier, he's co-captain of the team again, and he'll be rapt to be back playing some Premier League footy.
Absolutely great to have him back, and yes, it's good to see him out there running again, and yeah, the Carroll, another Waratah name there too.
Absolutely, he's the son of Shane Carroll, who played, and the nephew of the famous Tar Paul Carroll, who has had a lot of success, especially as a coach, and he grew up in Katherine, Brodie. As Stu said, the lead has blown out. Waratah 11-6-72, lead Palmerston 4-2, 26 at the 10-minute mark of the third quarter.
And Ned Stevens takes this one over his shoulder and kicks the ball into the vacant centre half forward area, where he's got a number of players running onto the ball. It was Orville who got there first, but got tackled and the ball slipped out. Louis with a bit of a kick along the ground, and coming in hard was Collis. Just dropped his knees enough and drew the free kick as plays on now, and the kick goes forward, but mark is taken back there in defence by Kobe Anand for Palmerston.
Yeah, good pressure there by Callum Groves. He gave away the free kick for too high, but he backed it up with a tackle to put the pressure on the kicker there, and Palmerston chopping it off. Now trying to bring it out of their back line.
Hayden Brown's kick chopped off, but Palmerston had players there to clean it up as it hit the ground, but only as far as Tars out there, and the kick from Carmichael comes into the top of the goal square.
Cantilla.
King Cantilla just chips across the front of the pack and judged it best, got his hands to the ball and took it cleanly, and he'll kick for goal from about 15 metres out, basically directly in front. So
Timmy's been training hard on the island there, and it's actually used to seeing him with these couple of wingmen in Henry Karanua and Timmy Moz, but not here tonight.
Palmerston had their chances there, they just couldn't penetrate the 50-metre line, as we see Cantilla go back, put it straight through. The umpire doesn't move except to put the 2 fingers up to declare it a goal. So another goal to Kim Cantilla, number 1 for Waratah, but his number 2 goal tonight.
That's 8 goal scorers for Waratahs too.
They've got a good spread tonight.
So yeah, the lead out over 50 points early in this third quarter. Waratah had the only 3 goals of the quarter, and things are starting to look a bit desperate for Palmerston now. But they've got some experience in around the ball, and they've had their fair share of clearances, just haven't been able to manufacture enough as they've gone forward.
Yeah, they just can't get it into their forward sort of 20-metre arc. They can get it to the 50-metre line, but not past there, as we see Matty Dinas win that ruck tap.
So Lockyer has moved into the middle, but couldn't win possession, and the kick comes forward into Tars forward 50. Oh, some great work on the ground, but chopped off, and the kick comes back out. Westerberg gets to the front, but Dennis read it best, and he takes the mark over the top, chips across into the corridor where Guthrie takes the mark, hand passes on straight away, and now it's McMaster's driving long and deep into the forward line. The ball spills over the back. Toshi Kernoth is first there, gets his foot to the ball, but some good defensive pressure by Thomas Arundel, enough to worry him off of the kick, and just dribbled through for a minor score, unfortunately for all you Palmerston supporters out there.
Yeah, unfortunately for Palmerston, Toshi Kernoth, a renowned goal kicker down there in the Caffel, so some might have penciled that in for a goal. As we see, a free kick awarded to
Max Sutton.
Max, number 1, to Palmerston. Oh, Stafford with the fly.
Westerberg got across, got his fist to the ball, and Searle down there gets it out of defence, and now Waratah running the ball out of defence as they've done a number of times tonight, and really working together well in that back half and working the ball out. So now the long kick goes inside forward 50. Cantilla's going back with it, but Tyrell Louis was first there on the bounce. He's tackled with the ball, and umpire Garland says he was caught high, so he'll take the free kick, chips it backwards, and that's Masters again there. He goes in short and finds Riley Stone at half-back. Plays on straight away now with some space. The kick's long, but there's plenty of Waratah players here. Westerberg going back with courage, takes the mark overhead, and he's been really impressive in his comeback game tonight, Loz.
He certainly has. Great addition to have back in the team and around the club again.
Pretty sure Zach, did he win a Div 1 medal one year, or was that his brother, Josh?
Yeah,
one of them did.
Liz, yeah.
Yep. The twin towers they are, very tall brothers.
So a beautiful kick forward by Collis, finds McGrath on the lead. McGrath looking to hit up Fields in that forward pocket, and Fields says thank you very much as he strolls onto that one, takes it on the chest, and he'll go back and have the set shot about 30 out.
How good was the delivery there, Loz?
Oh, it was spot on, and yeah, it's great to see Fields with that ball again and going for goal. A lot riding on this game for him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an emotional night for him, and he hasn't been the best player on the ground, but he's certainly made his presence felt. And now a chance for another goal. And goal umpire has a close look, and he's happy enough with that. So 3 for another goal for Fields, and Tar's 4th for the quarter.
Yeah, his 2nd goal for Tom Fields, and as we said earlier in the broadcast, he's playing tonight's game in honour of his best mate, Alexander Aricchio, who tragically passed away earlier in the year. A very popular Waratah player here at Gardens, and he'll be rapt to have kicked another goal for his mate.
So Waratah now out to a 57-point lead as we get deep into this 3rd quarter, and Palmerston just no answers at the moment. They take the ball forward, but Waratah really well organised in defence and across half-back. And now the ball's works out towards the outer side of the ground, picked up there by Max Sutton, but it's chopped off, and Tar's the chance again to go forward, and Collis got the kick downfield, was bumped after he kicked it. Umpire said that was illegal, and Cantilla will take the free kick for a downfield free kick. And McMasters just finds the right spot on the mark, pushing Cantilla back a bit further than he wanted to go. Chips inside, and that's pretty poor defensive work by Palmerston, as Dylan Collis found himself free inside forward 50, and he'll go back and take a shot on goal.
Crowd's getting vocal here.
and we're right amongst the crowd, of course, here at Gardens Oval, which is pretty interesting. So kicks on the way now, looks good. It's not coming back, unfortunately, for Tars, and just misses to his near side on the Mendel Beach side of the ground for a behind.
Well, it is a fantastic crowd here, though, and it is fantastic to be at Gardens Oval under lights for the very first time, 66 years before they've had lights here, and it was great to have the Chief Minister and the Acting Mayor of Darwin Council here opening tonight, along with the Administrator, and as we said, a huge crowd in for Friday night footy here at Gardens Oval under lights. So
Joe Thompson, his hand pass was almost chopped off, but he was good enough to get it back, and a high tackle's called here. Sammy Godden almost wanted to run away with the ball. He thought better of it in the end. Put his hand up, admitted his guilt, and wasn't penalised for 50. So the ball comes to the swing, but again just drifts out over the line before Zach Hartley could get to the ball. Zach Hartley's another one that played last week, Liz, in that All-Stars game.
Yeah, he was. There's about 6 of them out there tonight, as we see Cam Tillett take an easy uncontested chest mark just outside of the 50 as he hands it off to a teammate though and puts him under the pump.
Don't think that was the best option,
no.
and if Orville was calling for it, he probably shouldn't have been. So Williams, probably Palmerston's best player tonight, I would think, switches the ball to the outer side of the ground. And there's not much to go on with down there, and looking to switch the ball back again. So it's Jared Selwood on the end of this one. Gets his kick out of defence now down this wing, and good work by Ned Stevens, chipping across, takes the mark, plays on straight away, drives the ball deep inside forward 50, where he had a couple of players to choose from, and in the end it's a mark to Matthew Blake, I reckon. No, it's not, it's Fields in fact, Tom Fields, and he'll be going back for his 3rd goal. So it was Fields and McGrath there, and they had Palmerston outnumbered. So terrific work by Ned Stevens, just chipped across, took the ball cleanly was the main thing, and then had the presence of mind to play on straight away and deliver beautifully into the forward line. Yeah,
great vision by Ned. He's only 17, I think, still was, as we see Fields go back and kick for his 3rd goal for tonight as he waves his finger in the air in honour of his mate Alexander Aruccio. He'll be pretty happy with that goal as well, and that blows the lead out again to Waratah. Getting towards the 20-minute mark here at Gardens Oval, 14-7, 85, leading, a bit more, another goal on top of that. Palmerston 4-3, 27, so yeah, a 10 and a bit goal lead to Waratah's Loz.
Yeah, looking good. We haven't seen a score like this at TARS for quite some time, so very exciting, particularly being round 1 and the game that it is.
As we see Westerberg go up for the ruck. I had a quick Google and it was his brother Josh that won the Division 1 Mitch Lee medal back in 2016-17. So a talented family. They do look alike, so easy to get confused as we see umpire Mark Noonan ball it up again.
Ball on the ground, and it's Waratah again, Godden, who drives the ball down towards half forward. Beautifully taken there by Collis, plays on straight away, but some good work chipping in by Flanagan from Palmerston. He plays on and runs across the ground, across half back, 3 bounces now, and chips the ball in. The kick's astray, unfortunately, though, and coming across was Blake to put the pressure on Palmerston players, but they've won the ball back now, and a free kick to Eric Guthrie in front of the scoreboard on the outer side. Guthrie kicks long down the line on the outer side, but Waratah have the numbers again, but the ball slips over the back, and the chance for Palmerston to move the ball into forward 50, a couple of hand passes. Eventually the ball comes back to Thompson, who goes backwards to Zach Hartley. His kick, unfortunately, is astray and short and bounces over the boundary line. So a real opportunity there, and they probably should have made more than that, I think.
Yeah, they should have. Eric Guthrie's had a few good touches tonight. He's very quick. It's his first season in the NTFL, and he's from the Horsham and District League. He got best on ground in the grand final for Horsham District and interleague match in 2019. He actually moved to Darwin before COVID-19, so he was always planning to play up here this season.
Ball comes down the line and over the top, anchors in there, gets a beautiful hand pass out to Gooch. Gooch drives the ball down towards half forward, and McGrath has a 3-player at half forward, sees him, hits him up. It's Brody Carroll. Kim Cantilla's running into the goal square, but some good defensive work by Kobe Anand was right on his tail, and now Carroll instead sees another free player, and of course it's Abe Anchors, who's renowned for his hard running work, and he was involved in the play across half back to work the ball out, ran hard forward and got on the end of that one, and he'll take a few breaths, go back and have a shot at goal.
Yeah, very unselfish there by Brody Carroll, and great running by Abe. He's like Jack Geary from St Mary's. You see him in the back line and the next minute you see him in the forward line having a shot on goal.
So Anchors now with a set shot on goal, and just hits the goal post on his near side. So Not the finish he was looking for, and a bit of a reprieve for Palmerston as Sandy Brock again brings the ball in. Chip short to the outer side, and
I think it's out on the full though. You saw straight away after Abe's shot hit the goalpost, though Loz, very disciplined by Tars. They went straight back up and set the wall up and forced that kick out to the wing.
Absolutely, they were very quick at getting in position, so they've done a good job.
so I think Selwood did get his hands to the ball, but couldn't take the mark cleanly, and it carried over the boundary line. So from the restart from the boundary throw-in, there's a jumble of players around the ball, and eventually Quick Kim comes out, and now a toe off the ground. Joey Thompson going in there for Palmerston, but it's Arundel who's first there, but his kick only as far as his opponent. Tyro Louis slips over, who was first to the ball, but unable to keep his feet. Hand pass comes back, and well worked by Tars out of defence.
Very good by foot tonight, Tars, Loz.
Yeah, they have, and they're running in numbers. It's great to see the backup and support they have for each other.
So Collis drives the ball down here. Out in front was Josh Carmichael. Got forced under the ball, couldn't quite hold it. And now Palmerston with a chance. That's good vision by Josh Lange. Had Nigel Lockyer out by himself in space. Saw him, and the kick was good. And Lockyer will go back with a shot on goal from about 40, and Palmerston yet to score a goal this quarter. So obviously he and his teammates and his fans will be hoping that that he can repeat what he's done earlier and kick a goal and give Palmerston some semblance of hope. This kick's on the way. The kick looks pretty good. That's a good finish, and yeah, a relief for Palmerston to get a goal on the board at last, and it was after the siren for the quarter.
Yeah, well done there by Nigel Lockyer to kick his third goal for the quarter. A much needed goal for Palmerston. As we go to the three-quarter time break, Waratah 14-8-92 leading Palmerston 5-3-33. We'll see you back in a minute. Welcome back to Friday night footy under lights for the very first time here at Gardens Oval in Darwin. We've got the last quarter coming up of round 1 of the TIO NTFL season between Waratah and Palmerston. It's a 59-point ball game at the moment. Waratah blew that lead out a bit in the third quarter, but we're looking forward to a fantastic last quarter. I've got Lauren O'Shea and Stu Davis here, looking forward to a bit more competitiveness in the last quarter. Loz?
Oh, look, Liz, I'm quite happy with the way it's going. It's been a long time coming to have this type of score for our Premier League boys, so quite happy, but no, I see what you mean. Palmerston got a bit of work to do, that's for sure.
Yeah, they do. I'm sure Ryan Ayres would be happy with a first up win. Anything can happen in the last quarter though, Stu. What would Palmerston be looking to achieve in this quarter?
Well, I think they'd have to be realistic and realise that they're not going to win the game from here, but they'd be looking for some positive signs and get their hands on the ball and just start to move the ball a bit cleaner than they've been able to, and just make some inroads into that deficit that they've got. But we start again. Dennis takes the ball out of the ruck and
wow, what a kick.
Thumps it forward. Stafford under pressure there, couldn't take the mark. The ball's on the ground. A quick kick off the ground by Max Sutton, and that's exactly the start that they would have been looking for, except...
Oh no, don't tell me.
Umpire Mark Noonan's called kicking in danger free kick.
Wow, how was that ruck and kick out of the middle by Matty Dennis though, Loz?
Yeah, Matty Dennis, he's been quite clever. He's not letting Westy find his body. So Westy's going up with the knee and then not connecting with anything, and Matty's there waiting.
He's a very experienced player, is Matty Dennis, and a highly decorated one, especially in Melbourne, where he plays in, I can't remember the name of the league, for Bundoora he plays for, a very strong league. It might be the Eastern League or something down there, but he's been appointed captain for the Magpies this season after relocating back up with his family for the season, so I'm sure Magpies are just rapt to get him back, and he's a ripping fella as well.
So the ball's at half-back for Tars here. Collis was trying to break the tackle, couldn't do so, and Max Sutton, who unluckily didn't get that goal at the start of the quarter, wins the free kick, chips across to Thompson, and Thompson goes down the line looking for Dennis, but couldn't get his hands cleanly on it. The kick comes out, but Cantilla is on the end of this one in some space. He plays on now and goes laterally to Brody Carroll. Carroll has a free player down the wing, that's Abe Anchors, and Anchors plays on straight away, and he's got a loose player in the corridor, chips inside, and he finds Matthew Blake there. Blake switches it, and there's free players everywhere for Tars as they run it forward. Gooch on the end of this one, avoids one tackle, runs in towards goal, and he finishes beautifully. So Nick Gooch gets on the board. So what's that, 9 or 10 goal scorers now?
9 goal scorers.
Our backman kicking a goal, that's impressive.
Defenders always love it when they sneak down for a goal, Loz.
That's exactly it. Matty Blake there too. He's played the most games for Waratahs out there in the field tonight with 171 here from a junior.
Yep. Well, yeah, Nick Gooch, who kicked that goal, he's co-captain of the team again for this season with Brody Carroll. He's played for Tars since the 2013-14 season, and yeah, a lot of experience there.
Had a run with the Catherine Camels too, and went down in the granny not long ago.
How good was the Big Rivers League this year? They had Willie Farah doing backflips, and, you know, Ryan Smith, and lots of Premier League players down there. As we see the score, 15-8-98 to Waratah, lead Palmerston 5-3-33 at almost the 3-minute mark of the last quarter.
So the ball finds its way out on the outer side between wing and half forward for Tars. First there was Godden, got the hand pass back inside to Blake. Blake on the left foot, and now the chip kick comes across to Collis at centre half forward. As he slows things down, looks for an option going forward. That's a good kick going inside, and it's McGrath again on the end of that one. So Waratah really worked the ball well going inside forward 50 tonight, and just not blazed away. Look for the opportunities that are there, and many times have found players on the lead, and the disposal's been good. They've been hitting the targets, and then obviously that results in goals on the board.
It's been a very controlled brand of football for Tars tonight. Jay McGrath's kicked 3 already. Let's see what he can do with this one. The goal umpire hardly moves, and the players go round, and it's high fives all round for Tars. Jay McGrath hitting the leading goal kicker, takes him out to 4 goals. Loz?
Yes, in that multitude of goal scorers, yeah, he's the highest scoring so far with 4 on the board, and Tom Field's not far behind with 3. Still plenty of opportunities for more goals.
And as we said, a really good spread of goal kickers for Tars there tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 goal kickers going into the 4-minute mark of the final quarter. And that's, 11-12 goal lead there, Waratah over Palmerston.
So back in the centre of the ground, it's Westerberg and Dennis again. Dennis again wins this hit out to the advantage of Groves. Ball spills out. Guthrie's on the end, gets a hand pass. And now Flanagan running off half-back. Had a bounce, but lost control of it. And the ball's wrestled away from him. Finishes with Anchors. He's under plenty of pressure. Got his hand pass away. He's down a bit sore after that contest. And eventually we'll have a ball up right next to where Abe Anchors is grimacing on the ground, but I'm sure he'll be up and at it again pretty soon.
Copped one in the guts there, Abe, so might be a bit sore, but he's up again.
Some good work in close by Palmerston, and Chris Williams thumps the ball down towards half forward. Stafford trying to work his way to the front, but Maloney's done a pretty good job on him tonight, and he's been right on his shoulder the whole night and worried him out of plenty of contests. So it's been a pretty good debut for Maloney in TFL football. Yeah,
it certainly has been. I'm sure Palmy will be looking for more from Daniel Stafford as the season goes on, as he's going to go up in the ruck now against Westerberg.
Stafford wins that one, takes it out of the ruck, gets a hand pass back to Goodwin. Goodwin's kick is long, deep, but he's got no one down there at all. And it's Nick Gooch, who easily takes a mark on his chest, kicks out wide to Blake. Blake goes down the wing looking for Carroll. Another good disposal and hits the target on the wing. Carroll chips it back inside, and James Waratah takes that mark. There's a free player over here if he wants him, but he doesn't. He goes down the line instead. And Tars just using the ball as they please at the moment, hitting up targets. Gooch takes the ball inside 50, but that's good working defence by Dennis. Takes a mark, streams out, but his kick's too long for his teammate there, and Tars have the numbers to tidy up. And another good kick inside. Oh, that's a questionable hand pass off the back of the hand, but it lands with Fields. His kick is offline and a minor score. So yeah, Brock Orville with looked like a 1964 flick pass almost, but he got away with it.
Made the distance.
Not that you people have remembered 1964, but
definitely not. Sorry,
20. This, right?
I was no. I am only 20. Dear. Matty Dennis, good hands there when he chopped that off. Matty is actually a 3-time Division 1 Best and Fairest Award winner in the Northern Football League. I said the Eastern Football League before, but he's a champion player for Bundoora down there. So he's been very good for Palmerston tonight as he wins another ruck tap.
Chris Williams, another clearance. He kicks the ball down towards the centre of the ground, and now an opportunity for Palmerston. That hand pass goes backwards, and under pressure, Riley Stone got his kick, but he was tackled high, so the ball will come back to him. And he'll take the free kick. You see Waratah's players working hard to get back defensively now, as they have done all night. And Stone trying to thread the needle going forward here. He finds Sutton on the lead, couldn't take the mark. His hand pass goes to his opposite number, and now Palmerston through Josh Lange drives the ball deep in the forward line. Chossie Kernoth couldn't take the mark, overruns it, and ball in dispute on the ground at the top of the goal square. Waratah can't take it cleanly, and eventually work it back and rush it through for behind under enough pressure.
Frustrating for Palmerston. Frustrating, isn't it? You see the players throw their hands up in the last quarter. I would have liked a goal there.
Even off the ground, that one could have been.
So, and frustrating for their coach as the kick comes straight down the ground, and mark's taken with a couple of players standing there with a bit of space, and work the ball to the outer side of the ground now, where Sammy Godden swings around on the left foot, and a perfect kick to McGrath to his advantage over the top.
Centre it.
And now he's got Brody Carroll standing all by himself.
Carroll was there for about half an hour calling for it.
He had time to look at his watch.
He did. I think Palmerston just finding it tough to run the game out and keep up with Tars and pick up a player at the moment.
This will be Brody's second if he gets this one.
Yeah, a good captain's game and return from injury from Brody Carroll.
That's it, Gooch creeping up the ground, can let him have all the glory.
So Carroll's kick, no problem at all, and through for another goal. So Tars have started this quarter as they did the third. They kicked the first 3 goals of the quarter, and really stamping their authority on the game, and maybe sending a signal to the rest of the competition that they're in it for real this season. And of course, Ryan Ayres, his 3rd season as coach, hasn't won a first round game before tonight, so he'll be pleased that monkey's off the back, and he'd also be pleased with just the way that his team's gone about it tonight. And they've new players to the club, and they've gelled pretty well and worked the ball well. So yeah, really a really promising start for Waratah Football Club for the 2020-21 season. Gee, that's hard to say. It is.
It is. It wasn't just me, Stu. Yeah, well, as he's been involved in success. He obviously was assistant coach to his good mate Shannon Rusker at Southern Districts. That year they won the premiership, and so he knows what it takes to win a premiership. And yeah, he's put a really good field out on the park tonight for round 1. He'll be pretty happy to come away with a first round win. Good morale for the club, and a great night here under lights at Gardens Oval, Loz.
I agree, and I think the club rooms will be kicking on late into the night.
As they famously do here at Gardens Oval.
Chris Williams again getting plenty of the ball, but this time couldn't find his teammate. Got a free kick here. Just trying to see, it looks like it is McAdam, in fact, but no, it's not. He's got his hand passes across to Williams. So Williams kicks high into the forward line. Dennis is down. Oh, high over the top was Searle. He couldn't take the mark, but it comes to ground, and we've got a kick off the ground. And I think it's the big Matt Dennis actually that got down there and got his hands on the ball, and a kick through from about 10 metres out. So some reward for the big fella there for the work that he's done tonight, and for Palmerston. As I said, they've worked the ball inside forward 50 of it, but just haven't been able to find the targets and be clean enough with the ball when they have gone forward.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, reward for effort for Matty Dennis. He's probably been arguably their best player tonight. He's everywhere. He's in the ruck. You see him down back, and then you see him up forward. So you're a ruck person, ruck woman, Loz. You know how hard it is to get around the ground when you're in that important role.
Absolutely, and more so in the men. Their kicks obviously go a lot further than the women. So yeah, the distance you cover is pretty incredible.
But having said that, I think Westerberg's done a pretty good job tonight as well in his first game back, and so that's promising for Tars as well.
Westy just flew back in yesterday from working away also, so straight into it.
So Orville takes the advantage and kicks the ball down towards half forward. Good defensive work by Sandy Brock, thumps that over the boundary line. And we'll have a restart at half forward for Waratah at the city end of the ground.
Westy mustn't have been in a hot spot, Loz. He didn't have to quarantine at Howard Springs like everyone else.
No, we didn't. Not like half the team, half the league even.
There's a lot of people out there.
Lucky too, Tom Fields being from Queensland could just fly straight across, so no quarantine needed there.
Yeah, you'll see the Adelaide and Queensland sort of contingent fly in and out for this season, but probably no one from Melbourne.
So a quick kick forward there by Jack Catamat, and again finding the target, and out on the lead is Tom Fields, and he must be enjoying his first game with Tars. He's been on the end of some good delivery going inside the forward line, got himself a few goals, and a chance to kick another one. So be pretty happy with his decision to come and play, and with his night's work so far tonight. Kick on the way from Fields. That one's not coming back. It drifts across the face.
Lovely left foot off the boot though from Fields. And Palmerston will look to bring that out now. So we're coming towards the 13-minute mark of the final quarter, and Waratah 17. So haven't put the score up yet. Yeah, 17-9, 1-1-2, 112. Lead Palmerston 6-4, 40.
So the ball works out to the outer side of the ground. Partly out there for Palmerston. His teammates tackled high, and so chance to switch the ball across into the corridor. There's plenty of Tars jumpers, but good hands there by Hayden Brown. Takes the mark. He looks to switch again. That's not to the advantage of his teammates, and it's chopped off by Jack Catamat at half back. He drives the ball down, but that's too close to the boundary line and bounces over. So don't know much about Catamount, but he's had a bit of the ball tonight, working across half back. Looks like a young kid who's come in and done the job for Ryan.
Yeah, well, he's been recruited from Feddies in the Caffel, where he plays with Abe Ankers, but he actually grew up in Melbourne playing for Pran Junior Footy Club in inner city Melbourne. So Abe's just got his mate up here for the season by the looks.
Terrific. So Liam Flanagan
setting in.
Yeah.
Sorry. Liam Flanagan switches that one across and hand pass over the top, but again just missing the target, and that causes the game to slow up and allows the Waratahs defenders to pounce and really put the pressure on, and eventually Westerberg gets his kick out of there, and you'll see that Tars a lot clean with the ball. A drilling pass forward that time, just short of McGrath, and Tyrell Louis tied it up with a hand pass backwards, and Kobe Anand gives it back to Louis, and Louis clears to the outer side. They'd be looking for a mark here because there's 3 Waratah players out there, and that's the way it goes. Kick comes inside, and it's Fields again on the end of this one. On the outer side, about 40 out on a 45-degree angle.
Well, as we said before, Fields is playing tonight in his first game for Tars in honour of his good mate Alexander Aricchio, who tragically passed away in an accident up here in Darwin earlier in the year. A very special a game for him, and as we said, our thoughts are with Alex's family over there in New York. He was a very popular player here in Darwin, and Fields has had a fantastic game in honour of his mate tonight.
Had a field day.
A field day, yeah. I see what you did there, Loz. And he's kicked a goal. That's his 4th for the night.
It was a beautiful kick, beautiful finish, and Waratah just powering away now.
Yeah, they sure are, and that takes him to 4 goals along with Jay McGrath as Waratah's leading goal kickers tonight here. As we said, in Darwin at Gardens Oval under lights for the very first time. It's been a pretty special evening indeed.
Great to have, we were speaking at 3/4 time, Liz, about having some more games here on a Friday night, not necessarily Waratahs, but people getting down here after work and having a couple of drinks, watching the games.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a fantastic location, Mindle Beach over the road and Mindle Beach Resort, you know, the Botanic Gardens, so close to the city. I'm sure a lot of people would love to come down here on a Friday night, catch up with friends and have a cold refreshment during wet season.
Tom Fields actually scooted down here today.
That's good now while it's not raining, but once it starts raining, you wouldn't want to be on a scooter in Darwin in a tropical monsoon, I tell you that. Heading towards the 17-minute mark now of the final quarter, so Tars are going to have a good win. We've got 3 big games coming up tomorrow. There's another one here between Buffs and Tiwi Bombers, and 2 at TIO Stadium, obviously the grand final rematch between St Mary's and Nightcliff, finishing the evening, and Wanderers take on Southern Districts at the 5 o'clock game, along with lots of women's matches, under-18s matches, Div 1 and Div 2. It's just an unreal feeling to have the footy back here in Darwin, and Territorians are very passionate about their local footy laws.
Yes, and we're very lucky to be able to have it. There was a big question mark over it early in the year, but it's come through.
So this kick comes out and finds its way to Sam Godden, who's really upped his work rate in the second half, and comes back to him again, gets a hand pass backwards, and Tars methodically work it out of defence. And mark's taken there by Fields at half back, so he's worked all the way up the ground, chips the ball across to centre half back, and that's Searle, who again switches to the outer side of the ground, and Tars work it right around to the towards the boundary line on the outer side, but maintaining possession all the way. And James Waratah now chips along the wing, but chopping in there was Max Sutton, got his fist to the ball. He's helped out here by McAdam, gives it back to Sutton, and he's got a bit of space now as he breaks that tackle, kicks forward towards half forward, and this time he's found a target half forward. Hand pass comes inside to McAdam, he steps inside 50, ducks one opponent, kicks long, but it's long and wide and out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, he didn't realise he had someone behind him there, McAdam. He thought he had a bit more time, so out of bounds on the full again.
So just waiting for this ball to be brought back in on the Botanical Gardens side of the ground. Goes long out in front of the scoreboard. Dennis in front, Westerberg over the top. Ball spills out the back and Palmerston go inside 50 again. A bit of a push there. Play on's the call. No, it's not. The push has been seen by umpire Garland and the free kick paid, and it's Chris Williams. He has the chance to score what would be his first goal for Palmerston late in this final quarter.
Yeah, he hasn't got a goal yet, and we do know he is a good goal kicker as he goes back and kicks that, but the umpire has moved a little bit. No, they've clapped it through. So Chris Williams get a goal on the board for Palmerston in the last quarter. Well done, Chris.
It's 5 goal scorers for Palmerston now.
I've got 6 now.
Oh,
yeah.
Your counting might be better than mine.
You are the school teacher.
Teaching your children.
A very good school teacher, I must say. Keeping my kids in line there at Holy Family. Well done, Palmerston there. So reducing that margin. We're at almost at the 20-minute mark of the final quarter. Waratah 7-10, 118, leading Palmerston 7-5-47, Stu.
Yeah, Chris Williams having a chat with umpire Mark Noonan there. Not often that happens after you've won the ball and kicked a goal, but I think he would have been pretty happy with that. And Chris, obviously, as we said earlier in the call, transferring across from Darwin Buffaloes for this season, and he's fitted right into the Palmerston lineup, and he's going to be a good player for them all season.
Yeah, he actually lives out in Palmy. I work in Palmy and I see him a lot out there, so a good fit for him to join his local club and give back to the Magpies as we see the ball go in to the Tars forward line again.
Some good work in defence by Brock over to Louis. Louis kicks out of defence, has a teammate there in Kane Goodwin with some space, but not that much space, but he managed to get his kick across. But again, the numbers look to be with Tars enough to put some pressure on. Groves got a quick kick as the whistle blew for a free kick off the ball, and it's going Palmerston's way to Riley Stone. Looks like he's starting to cramp a bit there, the young fella. Got the hand pass to a teammate, and now Chris Williams finds Dennis. Dennis, a long hand pass back to Williams. He's under a bit of pressure, but good enough to get across to Groves. Groves' kick again misses the target. Trying to duck into the tackle there was Callum Searle, and rightly penalised for holding the ball, trying to break that tackle. So a good tackle by Kane Goodwin, and we'll go back.
Definitely feeling that.
Yes, it was hard. Another good thing about Friday night footy is look at all the families here and the kids. It's great. A 6:30 start, and the lights obviously have to be out by 9 o'clock. So we see Nigel Lockyer go back and boot that on the left. Well done, Nigel Lockyer. That's a great goal on the run from 50 metres.
So his 4th goal for the night. He just got around the back of that one, got the hand pass off, made some space, and finished beautifully from 50. So yeah, he's a very good kick, and 4 goals. He's got to be happy with that return in a side that's only kicked 8.
Yeah, absolutely. There's 3 4-goal kickers tonight, 2 for Waratahs and 1 for Palmy now. And as I was saying, a massive crowd for families here. The lights, the new lights need to be off by 9 o'clock, and we're getting up to sort of 20 to 9 now. So not much long left in the game, but just a fantastic night of footy here for families under lights at Gardens Oval in Darwin.
So we're into the time on period now. Dennis again hooks that one over the back, and again Chris Williams with the clearance drives the ball long inside the forward line. Off hands Riley Stone, tried to hook around the corner. Hand passes, comes back across. A kick around the corner by Max Sutton, but couldn't bring it back far enough, and through for a behind.
So, yeah, approaching the 23-minute mark of the final quarter. Waratah 17-10, 118, leading Palmerston 8-6-54.
Well, I think Alwyn Davey would be pleased that they haven't thrown the towel in, that's for sure, and they've worked pretty hard in this last quarter. They've been outscored by 1 goal, but they have scored 3 of the last 4, so they've kept that work rate up, kept the effort up, and just starting to get a bit of fruit from their efforts now.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's only round 1, and there'll be other players, you know, that come in and out of the team, and you know, it does take teams a little while to gel sometimes.
So Dennis and Williams have grown stronger as the game's gone on, I think. Williams on the end of this one from Dennis. He's kick along the ground inboard, and now the ball's bubbling around. Another shot at goal, this time by Goodwin, but offline again. So starting to get plenty of the ball and getting the ball inside 50. Tars haven't had an attacking move for some time now. as we see every player in the one half of the ground, and as is the norm in footy these days, but makes it pretty congested trying to bring it out. But there you go, Sam Godden's found some space at half back and gets on the end of that one and chips it out wider again. Tyres working the ball as they have all night, and the kick comes down the wing. McGrath out in front, takes that ball in front of his eyes and just slows things up while some players get up the ground, and he has someone to kick to. He's got Fields, who's made that lead, chips it in on the 45. Waratah calling for it square, but he goes back to McGrath instead, and they've worked the ball to the outer wing. So not much urgency to get the ball down and score with the lead that they've got, but kicks long inside forward, or down towards forward 50 now. Now Collis kicks the ball in, goes across the front of the face of goal, and a chance to swing the ball back around. Cantilla's on the end of this one. Excellent vision and composure and use of the ball once again inside forward 50 by Waratah. Cantilla worked his way to the right spot.
Yeah, probably just not enough pressure there too by the Palmerston defence to allow that mark to be taken so easily, Loz.
Yeah, Brody's got out by himself there and had time to turn around and look in and hit up Kimmy.
Yeah. Going for his third goal this evening, Kim Cantilla.
So he chipped at this one, dragged it a little bit, but no problem, and kicks the goal as the siren goes. So the end of the first game of round one of the new TIO NTFL season. Isn't it great to have footy back in Darwin, and great that we can bring the game to so many people around the country as well. Apparently there's another league still going on at the moment, Liz, but I'm sure that we'll have people from around the country watching us all through the southern summer and through our wet season, and we just love bringing the footy, and love the fact that we can play, as we've said before, where other states haven't been able to. We've been really fortunate, and players coming up from down south taking that opportunity to get a game of footy, and just great for the local competition and for the people in Darwin to be able to just carry on and have footy in the backyard once again.
Yeah, we're very blessed. I think maybe Cairns, that league's still going, and obviously the AFL, and but we're very, very blessed to have footy back up here, Loz. And what a fantastic evening under lights here for the very first time at Gardens Oval here in Darwin. Loz, quickly, who did you see in your best tonight, maybe for Waratah?
Oh, I really like, obviously we got our high goal scorers in Jay McGrath and Tom Fields, but I was really impressed with Maloney down back, and Ned Stevens as well. He's very aerial around the ground. Very impressed.
As we hear the Waratah's song ring out. Stu, thanks for a fantastic call. Who did you have in the best for Palmerston tonight?
Look, Matty Dennis was terrific. Chris Williams was great. Liam Flanagan did some good things across half-back. Max Sutton and Eric Guthrie were in the game a bit as well. So they've got a bit to work with, and they've got a bit to catch up on. But, you know, they're going in the right direction. I think they've got some good players. They fought it out to the end. So, you know, it was an entertaining night's footy after a pretty tight first quarter.
Yeah, look, it was a fantastic night's footy. We had a very special opening, a fantastic welcome to country by Richard Fijo, a very special and moving moment to honour Alexander Oricchio, and then the very first night under lights here at Gardens Oval. It's a round one win to Waratah, 18-10, 124. Palmerston 8-755. A big thank you to Stu and Loz for joining me for a call, and thanks to everyone for tuning in, and well done to Waratah Football Club winning the first game of the season. We'll see you all soon.